Hello, beautiful people. My name is Drew DRC, and I'm so excited to have you here for today's YouTube video. A nutrition plan for fat loss, a step-by-step system that will help you move the needle in the right direction towards your goals, as long as your goals are fat loss and getting lean. If that's your goal, I encourage you to watch this video all the way through. So if you're somebody who feels like one of your biggest nutrition challenges is lack of planning, this is going to hit home, and it's going to provide you with the resources that you need to create a plan that is easily integrated into your already busy and full life, okay? And I'm going to walk you through 5 steps, okay? And the reason that these steps are actually going to help you when compared to so much of the other information out there is because these steps, as I alluded to just moments ago, are all about integrating them into your already busy life. It's not about doing a 180. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about creating sustainability. It's about creating a foundation that is going to last. Okay, and we have to make a few tweaks and a few necessary adjustments in order to ultimately create that end goal, okay? So, moving forward, the 5 steps to create the perfect plan for fat loss. If any of the things that I share with you resonate with you, I encourage you to write them down. If you love this video, I encourage you to share it with a friend or post it on your social media. Okay. Step 1. It's going to sound cliche, it's going to sound overly simplistic, but it might be the most important step. And it's going to require, let's call it radical self-honesty. Step 1, cut the fucking crap. Cut the crap. Okay? Stop eating the things that you know you shouldn't be eating, such as the things that make you feel bloated, the things that make you feel tired and sluggish, the things that you get driving through a quick drive-through, right? Stop eating those things. And if you simply just make that adjustment and you ignore the rest of the stuff, you're going to notice a shift in the way you feel and a shift in the way you look relatively quickly in a short period of time. Okay, so cut the crap. To give you a little bit more guidance with what I mean by that, there's a worksheet that I'm going to attach down below. Okay, it's a free Google document. I generally only share it with people who I'm working with, but I feel inspired to share with you today to give you the help and the assistance that you need to really make the lasting change, a change that lasts. But it's a worksheet called the traffic light system, where you do some self-reflection and you identify foods that we will consider to be a red light food. These are the foods that make you feel bloated. These are the foods that do not serve you on your journey. These are the foods that you cannot eat in moderation. If they're around, you're going to indulge. Okay, we have to identify what our red light foods are. And then we have yellow light foods. These are the foods that we can somewhat eat in moderation. They're okay to have on certain occasions. They don't make us feel bad. They might be, consider them a guilty pleasure, if you will, okay? They're not going to completely derail us from our path. These are the yellow light foods, okay? And then the green light foods, the foods that serve us, the foods that accelerate our progress. Once you've identified this, it gets really fucking simple, my friend. All you do is stop buying the red light foods and throw out whatever red light foods you have. Because if you keep them in the back part of your cupboard, at some point when your willpower is dwindling after a busy, stressful day, you're going to eat them. Of course you will, because if it's there, you will eat it. That's what we all do. So the red light foods, stop buying them. Whatever you have left, get rid of them. If you don't want to toss them out, give them to a friend. Okay, if you don't feel like giving your friend some junk, then just toss it out, okay? It's not going to be the end of the world. Toss out the red, stop buying the red, and buy more of the green. Really simple. Moving on, step 2. Okay, this one's huge, so listen to me carefully. Step 2 is begin to eat in alignment with your unique biological needs. There's a principle that I teach my clients. It's a popular principle. It's called metabolic typing. And it's the theory, or the fact, if you will, that everybody's unique ecosystem, if you will, biology, responds to food differently. And just because eating a certain type of way gives me energy, helps me burn fat and get lean, doesn't mean it's going to work for you, right? You understand this. But so many people ignore this intuitive understanding that they have. And they do not put in the due diligence to identify, okay, what foods are actually going to fuel me? Not foods that are going to fuel Drew or fuel this other person who I see online, or my friend or my partner, not even them. But what are the foods that are going to fuel you, okay? And I put together a quiz specifically to help you identify what your metabolic type is. And if you want access to that quiz, go to the description down below and join our free private Facebook group. Inside of that Facebook group, I will give you free access to that quiz. If you don't have a Facebook, that's fine. Just send me an email with the subject line, nutrition quiz, I'll send it your way. Moving forward, step 3, and again, this is perhaps another simple one, is to meal prep, or at least prepare your food so you're not always just kind of on this whim eating on the go. Okay, if you're busy, we're going to have to set ourselves up for success, plan for success. If you don't plan for success, you're planning for failure, okay? I think that's how that phrase goes. It might not. Nevertheless, once you implement step 1 and you've got rid of the crap and you started to buy more of the green light foods, and you've also implemented step 2 and you've really gained some clarity with what foods are going to serve you on your journey and what foods won't, okay? So we have this new understanding, we have this new approach to nutrition. Now what we need to do is put those foods together and cook them for a few days in advance so we have things ready to go. And if you're like me and you're like, Drew, I just don't love cooking, I don't want to spend time in the kitchen, pay somebody to do it for you. Okay, there are so many, it's so popular these days where there's local chefs who all they do is they cook meal prep for other people. Meal prepping services, they're so popular and they're so incredibly affordable. It's going to blow your mind with how affordable it is. Unless you're an incredibly frugal person, then any type of expense is whoa, I can't do that, that's a big deal. Perhaps you might have to expand your perspective on what money is for, and just ultimately the importance of health, because health is wealth, more or less. Meal prep, that has to happen. You do it yourself, or you pay somebody to do it, okay? Unless you want to spend hours in the kitchen every day, that's cool too. And as long as you've already done step 1 and step 2, you can do that. Moving on, step 4, okay? 2 more steps here, taking a look at my notes. If you're enjoying this, please comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Step 4, and this is more of a shift in perspective than it is a change in behavior. The other 3 are changes in behavior. The 4th one is a shift in just your understanding, okay? And the 4th one is to begin, and I'm taking a pause here because it's so important. The 4th one is to begin looking at medicine. I messed that up. It's to begin looking at food as medicine. You can also say look at medicine as food, I suppose. But that's not my point. To look at food, that which you put in your body, as medicine. Because your body, every cell in your body, is the byproduct of the food that you eat and the liquid that you drink. And if we want our cells to be functioning optimally, if we want our aesthetics to transform, if we want our energy to increase, if we want our mind to be more clear, more motivated, more disciplined, then we're going to have to fuel our body in a way to ultimately create that. And we have to be patient with ourselves along the way, giving ourselves grace during times that we mess up. I cannot over-exaggerate the importance of when you mess up, drop it immediately. Let it go. Make this moment the best moment ever. It's literally just this ability to recommit every second of every day, to recommit to this journey every single day, every single hour. Because yeah, you're gonna mess up. You're going to get frustrated. And the thing that breaks people is not the lack of yearning or the lack of wanting to be better. The thing that breaks people is them beating themselves up. Okay? They beat themselves up and they just stay at this low frequency and they just continue to stay low for a long time, and then years pass and you know the story. Look at food as medicine. And that might inspire you to eat more whole foods. Because when you look at whole foods, right, it's just something inside of you just ignites. And if it doesn't, then it just means you're in this habit of eating junk, and that's okay too. We'll just have to be a little bit more intentional, have more will to eat food that feels and looks like medicine. Moving on to wrap this up, and this is really the last piece of the puzzle. Many people don't even need to listen to this point here, but please continue to do so because it is important. Nevertheless, the fifth step is to use supplements in areas that you feel need to be filled, right? If you have a void and you're in such a time crunch and you're always on the go, and even though you're meal prepping, you still need things quickly, then we should start to sprinkle in some supplements. But this is the last thing we add. Okay, the protein supplement is the last thing we add. The green superfood supplement is the last thing we add. First, we gotta dial in the real habits that are going to create a foundation, okay? Such as using food as medicine. Then we can begin to use supplements, okay? And to wrap up this video, if you've enjoyed it so far and you are tired of playing the guessing games and you really want to commit to living your best life in your best body, and you want the support and the guidance along the way, the accountability along the way, so you're not doing it by yourself, I encourage you to go to the description down below and check out our online coaching program, because right now we do have a few spots open, a very comprehensive system where together we come together and we create the perfect plan to help you consistently burn 1 to 2 pounds of body fat every single week without depriving yourself, without following any strict rules, while having a really good time doing it. And you're going to fall in love with yourself. Radiating confidence, showing up differently in every area of your life, attracting more money in your life, creating deeper, stronger connections in your relationships, having fun, and loving your life. If you're interested in any of that, go to the show notes down below, click the link, look at the testimonials. If it resonates with you, take immediate action. Okay? Make today the day. Go circle it on your calendar. Today's the day. I make the commitment. So go make that commitment. If the website doesn't resonate with you, then that's cool too. Make these 5 changes. I love you. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share the video. Talk soon.